last June, I attended the National General Assembly of our Unitarian Universalist Association, or UUA, as I have several times before. But this time, at the service of the living tradition, I listened to one of our august speakers, not from among the thousands of UUs seated before him, but behind him on the stage. After processing forward with peers and being publicly recognized for attaining preliminary fellowship as a minister in the UUA, I sat behind the speaker in my robe and stole, watching his face on one of the giant screens. There, among a few hundred colleagues on stage who had crossed the same milestone or who had attained final fellowship, retired from the ministry, or received credentialing honors as a religious educator or musician, I listened to the words of Reverend William Sinkford. You may have read a portion of the sermon he delivered there, published in the recent UU World magazine under the title of The Dream of White Innocence. Reverend Sinkford is a longtime UU who serves one of our congregations in Portland, Oregon. He's also a past president of the UUA, the first African American to serve in that role. He observed how Unitarian Universalists embraced the vision of beloved community that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. expressed so compellingly during the Civil Rights Movement. Most of us have heard this part of our UU story. He also noted how when passage of a few laws proved insufficient to transform our society into the beloved community, when we got to the next horizon, in other words, and could not yet see the promised land, Unitarian Universalism as a faith community lost its clarity and focus in support of civil rights. We did not keep up the same level of unified commitment and effort that we had shown when Dr. King had called for our support. We weren't prepared to respond to the calls for Black empowerment, and UUs splintered, supporting several different kinds of strategies. Discouraged about how to reach the next horizon, many withdrew from the work, unsure what to do. Or perhaps they were simply weary of the long journey. In the intervening decades, as voices like those of Ta-Nehisi Coates continued to chronicle, the racial nightmare went on in our country. But now, Reverend Sinkford told UUs from across the country in that packed General Assembly Hall, now we as a faith tradition are being given another chance to engage in the unfinished work of racial justice. We are being given another chance to stick with it. Our eyes stayed on freedom and equality, and yes, beloved community for all Americans. As a Unitarian Universalist who is committed to racial justice, I was eager to hear from one with Reverend Sinkford's long vantage point. What might he offer about how we UUs locate ourselves in this struggle now? He did not take that moment to remind us of our martyrs, Yola Liuzzo and James Reed, white UUs who, along with many Black activists, were killed for their support of the Civil Rights Movement. Telling their stories can make us feel proud of the tradition we are part of, and perhaps sometimes let us off the hook as if the work is already done. Reverend Sinkford did not remind us of those UU heroes. Instead, he invited us to awaken from what Ta-Nehisi Coates called the dream of white innocence. Those of us who are white, yes, even progressive-minded people like many UUs, must give up the need to persuade ourselves or others that we personally are not prejudiced or that we are exceptional and get it more than most people. Because that's really a side issue. It's a costly distraction. The big issue is the structural racism that has continued, providing people of color different and unequal access to housing and education and economic opportunity. Forget about guilt and innocence. Our whole nation is guilty. Our history is what it is. If white people put our energy into assuring ourselves or others that we are personally beyond the touch of racism, then we are misdirecting our energies and fooling ourselves. We're withdrawing from the real struggle. We're staying put on the horizon we already know, instead of helping our country advance to the next horizon. In writing to his son, Ta-Nehisi Coates described the error of the white majority was in thinking that they are beyond the design flaws of humanity. He understood it to have been one of the goals of the civil rights movement under Dr. King to rouse white people to this illusion of innocence and help us see the cost of continuing to carry that belief. Coates didn't hold out much hope to his son that this would happen, that white people would wake up. But I did hear Reverend Sinkford asking we white youths to let go of that desire for innocence so that we could focus on the real work. The way Reverend Sinkford put it was that we religious liberals need to understand ourselves, quote, not as the already conscious leaders waiting for the deluded majority of Americans to awaken, but as one community of resistance, struggling to stay awake and aware ourselves. One community of resistance to the hate and violence, ready to partner with other communities of resistance. Communities of resistance willing to build a more embracing dream together. End quote. To me, the upshot of all of this is that we need to approach the work of racial justice and building a beloved community with deep humility. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what the next bit of learning may be over the horizon for us. But one thing we do know is that this nation's history is ugly. We can't make any progress unless we face up to the past and the fact that it is still very much present with us. Until we accept that we all have a responsibility to repair the damage that is ongoing from the institutions of slavery, the old Jim Crow of segregation, the new Jim Crow of mass incarceration, the unraveling of voting rights, and all the other ways that justice and equality are still in limbo. So what to do? I am intrigued by Reverend Barber's characterization of our present age as the birth pangs of the third Reconstruction. It suggests that this time is ripe for more multicultural or fusion coalitions, such as Reverend Barber has led in North Carolina, for people of different walks of life, but a shared commitment to the best ideals of our country, to come together with a renewed vision and press for social change in the halls of power. What might develop in the state of Texas, or even here in Fort Worth? I wonder. Like Dr. King, I believe religious institutions can play an important role in holding out the ultimate goal, reconciliation, beloved community, the kind of agape love that we evoke during our meditation of shared compassion every week here at Westside. In churches like ours, we can help each other gather the courage to act on our convictions as well. We can be a place of learning and support for those moments when we stumble in our individual efforts, as we inevitably will, so that we do learn and we keep going for the next horizon. We can support each other when we feel confused and unsure what to do. And communities like Westside can foster resilience among our members, because social transformation is hard work. As the kids said about looking at horizon after horizon, it's tiring. But we want to have staying power, don't we? We don't want to get depressed, as Angela Davis spoke of, or get stuck in guilt or confusion or burnout. I suspect that this is also part of why our predominantly white denomination lost momentum after Dr. King's death. We were simply worn out. We didn't know how to keep it up over the long haul. We lacked resilience. Activists have come to appreciate this point more in recent years. Layli Makarian underscores the point, writing that activists and caretakers who do not attend to self-care are vulnerable to burnout. And burnout, in turn, can breed alienation from both issues and communities. Self-care and care of others, she writes, need to be balanced. Angela Davis, too, notes more recently that our notions of what count as radical have changed over time. Self-care and healing and attention to the body and the spiritual dimension, all of this is now part of radical social justice struggles. So let us not think that activism is separate from our spiritual lives or the things we do to take care of ourselves. Our inner and outer lives support one another. With this in mind, I would like to invite you to consider 3 ways to build resiliency into your life and your work for a better world. First, find supportive community. Religious communities like Westside are one important source of such community for all the reasons that I just mentioned. They can lift up our noblest visions, kindle our courage, support our learning through experience and mistakes, offer pathways to action with others, challenge us when we need challenge, and offer a place of refuge among other people who share our commitments and care about us as persons. I tell people in our Exploring Membership class, and I want to share this with all of you, that I encourage you to make a commitment to come to worship whenever you are in town, to make this community, and specifically Sunday services, part of your weekly routine, if you haven't already. Not because you feel you should, or there's someone telling you there will be some consequence if you don't, but because of the depth of connection that is available if you regularly have the experience of being in community, of sharing songs and silence and conversation. If you do that, it will bring a depth of support over time that can hold you through the ups and downs of your life, including your efforts to live out your ideals. So find supportive community and make the most of your association with this community so that it can support you. Second, continue or develop an ongoing spiritual practice. Meditation or prayer probably come most readily to mind when you hear those words, spiritual practice. And there are many different ways of meditating and various forms of prayer. Our weekly Thursday night meditation group always welcomes new people if you are looking for such a practice. But there are many other spiritual practices that can anchor you as well, from yoga and Tai Chi to contemplative journaling, nature walks, art making, or meeting regularly with a spiritual friend. The important thing with a spiritual practice is to find something that you can fit into your life and make a commitment to it. A regular spiritual practice helps us discern how we are called to contribute at this particular moment of our life. It can help us set priorities and prevent burnout. A third way to foster resiliency in your life and your activism is by pacing yourself and taking times of respite. We all need rest, we all need fun and joy. If you're not getting enough of these in your life, you will fall out of balance. It seems like common sense, but in our culture that is still suffused with the Protestant work ethic, it goes against the grain. So please, give yourself permission to rest and play. You will be more effective when you come back to the things that you care about. So the 3 ways I invite you to build resiliency into your life and activism are by participating in supportive community, carrying on a regular spiritual practice, and taking time to rest and play. With those building blocks for long-term engagement in place, I invite all of the white folks here to join me in heeding the words of Ta-Nehisi Coates and our own Bill Sinkford, and to consciously let go of this dream of white innocence. Let us put down that distraction of worrying about our own virtue or distancing ourselves from the crimes of our country's history. And with that energy released, I invite all of us of every background to be looking for our way to contribute to the 3rd reconstruction that Reverend Barbara senses is ready to be born. Let's get to work on that. You may have noticed there are a few opportunities coming up through the church to take positive action. This afternoon, white folks who want to be allies and head over to Dallas to attend the chapter meeting there of the National Network Showing Up for Racial Justice. That's at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, people of all ages and backgrounds are invited to join our Westside contingent as we march in Fort Worth's Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade. We're meeting up around 10 for the 11 o'clock parade. And thanks go to Lane Craig and to our Children's Religious Education Committee for organizing that effort, which is a good opportunity to have fun across the generations while we are making connections with our wider community. And 2 weeks from today, our own James Finn will be giving pointers on communicating with elected officials. This will be at 10 a.m. in the adult forum. These are skills that can be useful in many ways, including for those who will participate with other Texas UUs and going to Austin for a Legislative Action Day on February 15th. You can see the insert to your order of service or the most recent website weekly if you want more details on any of those. So let us nurture resilience in our lives through support of community, spiritual practice, rest, and play. And let us commit ourselves to positive action so that each of us as individuals and Unitarian Universalism as a religious movement will not freeze and fade away in our work for the beloved community, as we did in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s, but that we will instead keep discovering horizon after horizon. Can I get an amen? Amen. Maybe so. Brad, come on your spirit for our closing hymn.